The Moabites were a people descended from Moab, the son of Lot. They were close relatives of the Israelites and during certain periods of history managed to coexist peacefully with them. However, in many other instances, the Moabites were relentless enemies of the Israelites. In this video, you will learn about the history of the Moabites and understand what happened to this ancient people. Moab was the son of Lot, born from an incestuous relationship with his eldest daughter. Besides Moab, Lot also fathered Ben-Ami, the ancestor of the Ammonites, through another incestuous relationship with his youngest daughter. This immoral behavior within Lot's family was later reflected in the immorality that took place between the Israelites and the daughters of Moab, as recorded in Numbers chapter 25. The meaning of the name Moab is uncertain, but some scholars suggest it might mean "from my father." If correct, this name would reference the way Moab was conceived. However, this remains mere speculation, as there is no definitive evidence about the origin or etymology of this name. From the Genesis chapter 19 account onward, every other mention of the name Moab in the Bible does not refer to a specific person. Instead, it designates the territory and people of Moab, the Moabites. If you're enjoying this video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications if you haven't already. And what was the land of Moab? Moab was located on a plateau east of the Dead Sea, approximately 1,000 meters above sea level. The region was highly favorable for agriculture, producing grains, cereals, and grapes. Sheep farming was another key economic activity. The size of Moab's territory varied depending on the historical and political circumstances of its people. Generally, its southern border was the Zered Valley, and its northern border extended from the Arnon River, at times reaching an uncertain limit. The region was likely inhabited very early, and the descendants of Moab settled there, intermarrying with the local population. Over time, they became the dominant group in the area, and their name came to represent both the people and the land. Moab developed into a well-organized kingdom with a structured economy and impressive buildings. Small fortresses were strategically positioned along its borders. The Bible also mentions several Moabite villages and cities. The Moabites experienced significant prosperity for a long time. They expanded across the plateau and conquered several peoples, extending their influence northward. In the Bible, they are often closely associated with the Ammonites, their nearest relatives. During the Israelites' exodus from Egypt, the Moabites were already considered a powerful nation, Exodus 15:15. Their religion resembled Canaanite paganism, featuring impure rituals celebrating nature and fertility. They worshipped deities like Astarte, goddess of fertility, Baal Peor, and others, with Chemosh as their primary god. Chemosh, the god of war, was the Moabites' national deity. They offered sacrifices of sheep and cattle to him and even practiced human sacrifices. The Bible recounts both friendly interactions and hostile conflicts between the Israelites and the Moabites. At one point, God forbade Moses from attacking the Moabites. Yet, the Moabites, along with the Ammonites, were condemned by God for opposing Israel. They refused to show hospitality to the Israelites during the Exodus. Furthermore, Balak, the Moabite king, hired the false prophet Balaam to curse Israel. When the Israelites camped on the plains of Moab before crossing the Jordan, they engaged in immoral acts with Moabite and Midianite women and participated in idol worship. As a result, they were excluded from the congregation of Israel. The Bible also says that when Moses died, he was buried in an unknown location in the land of Moab. Later, during the period of the Judges, God allowed the Moabites to oppress the Israelites for 18 years due to their disobedience. This oppression ended when God raised Ehud, a left-handed man, to deliver his people. It was also during the time of the Judges that Elimelech and Naomi migrated to Moab, where their sons married Moabite women, Orpah and Ruth. After Elimelech and his sons died, Naomi and Ruth returned to Bethlehem. Through her faith, Ruth the Moabite was counted among the tribe of Judah. She married Boaz and became an ancestor of King David and ultimately of Jesus Christ. During Israel's monarchy, Saul waged war against the Moabites and defeated them. When David lived as a fugitive, he sent his parents to Moab for safety. Later, David also subdued the Moabites. After Solomon's death, when Israel's kingdom divided, the Moabites regained independence but were later subdued again by Omri, King Ahab's father. Following Ahab's death, the Moabites rebelled and gained independence, but a coalition of Israel, Judah, and Edom later attacked them. The Moabite king's act of sacrificing his own son led to the campaign's abrupt end. Later, Moab joined forces with the Ammonites and Edomites to attack Judah, but infighting among them thwarted their plans. The Moabites often raided Israel, as recorded during the prophet Elisha's time. In the 8th century BC, the Assyrians subdued the Moabites, incorporating them into their empire and requiring them to pay tribute. Following the fall of Assyria, the Moabites briefly appeared in the biblical narrative as part of an army that invaded Judah during Jehoiakim's reign. They later conspired against Babylon, prompting King Nebuchadnezzar to defeat and subjugate them again. Even after the fall of Babylon, the Moabites remained under Persian rule. In the post-exilic period, historical records mention the Moabites as a distinct people, but over time, they intermarried with Arab groups and were fully assimilated. The destruction of Moab was foretold by God's prophets, and every judgment against them came to pass, leading to their eventual disappearance. And if you enjoyed the story of the Moabites, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any videos. Like, comment, and share this video with your family and friends. See you in the next video.